Okay, we have found the Consolation game. It was under a refrigerator because that is where a cat had batted it.
Yeah, and my dog is now barking at the cat, as you can probably hear in the background. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and take a look at this third place game. So far, both of these teams have actually showed themselves very strong in these games so far. Unfortunately, getting knocked out by Clueless and something about Evelyn.
Something about Evelyn. Well, Evelyn is a stealth champion that constantly puts the bottom laner in a constant state of fear because they never want to extend past the center part of the screen. And if they do that, Evelyn can come up from behind. It's a little bit easier to deal with when that center relic is away from you, so she can only approach through your tower through the vision that feels stealth. And her damage is pretty darn good. She's really fast on top of that. Did you know anything else about Evelyn?
I was talking about the team name that had Evelyn in it, but that works too.
Okay. I just heard Evelyn was like, hey, I know about Evelyn. That's okay. Sometimes I run so far with a joke I trip over while I'm carrying it. This is going to be... pays Evelyn Child Support's in the finals. This Consolation game is going to be Golly versus Sofanda Cox.
Yep. So, taking a look at some of the bans so far, Jarvan, Wukong, Kassadin, Kha'Zix, Nidalee, Fizz, all champions that we've seen quite a bit today. Fizz, we've only seen one game so far for today's tournament. I don't know about yesterday, but at the same time, he is a pretty strong champion. A lot of assassin potential as well as zoning with his Chum the Waters, which is also on a fairly short cooldown, I might add, so it's a very strong ability right there. And I'm also glad to see that Wukong is starting to get banned as well, because we've been seeing so many great Wukong initiations with, like you said, the Nimbus Strike into his ultimate. That combo is a very fast initiation, and it's very effective as well. So taking a look at some of the first picks, we have Elise, Jayce+Zyra, all champions that are really strong and that we've seen so far today as well. And it just seems like you can't have enough bans to ban out all of the champions that you want in Dominion.
No, but if I, just for pure personal preference, if I kick out 3 champions forever, it would probably be Fizz, Ezreal, and Soraka. I don't know why, I just don't like those 3.
So you wouldn't perma-ban Kassadin?
No. I mean, this is across all game modes. Those are the 3 champions that overall I like the least. Between Summer's Rift and ARAM and Dominion. I don't play too much trees. This is the Consolation match. And what this means, ladies and gentlemen, is there's $100 on the line. The team that wins gets $100. The team that loses... that's it. You're out of the tournament, and you don't get paid. So, in order to get paid, they have to win this game. This is a best-of-3 series. I want to know who you guys want to win. I want to see %Cox or %Golly in the chat. I want to see what the popular opinion is going to be. Because I am %Cox. Definitely. I like that team a lot. Generic is a really cool guy. And I think it'd be really nice to see him get a little bit of payout here.
Yeah, we'd probably have to agree with %Cox on that. They all seem like very nice people. I saw the pre-game lobby chat, and they're all very nice. They all have great attitudes, and we've also seen them play very well earlier today. So that's something that I want to see a little bit more of. I think they are pretty deserving of that. Let's take a look at some of the what people say in chat. A lot of people are going for %Cox, 1 or 2 for %Golly, and we also have 1 for %Cheese.
I'm sorry, Moloko, dude. Cheese Enema was already eliminated from the tournament, and I know it makes me sad too. I love commentating those guys. We have the picks screen a little bit more filled out. The bans, all pretty typical except for Fizz. The Fizz ban, he's difficult to deal with at times, and is a really bursty AP character. And sometimes it's easier to ban him than to deal with him. I don't know if that's a targeted ban or not. I think someone over on the other team does play some Fizz, if I remember correctly, but I don't remember which one. We're seeing Elise, we're seeing Malzahar as well. Nixay's 7 Malzahar. I don't know if that's going to go AD or AP. He can play them both ways. Malzahar doesn't discriminate. You know, you can do a bunch of different things with Malzahar, and he seems to excel in both. We're seeing Lee Sin as well, and Lee Sin's not seeing any of us, though, but that's okay, because he gives vision in a game mode. Lee Sin's ability to chase is great because it highlights targets, and that can be really helpful for letting your ranged character secure kills.
Yeah, it is. And one thing I would actually like to note about that Malzahar pick is that they actually picked it away from Nerdox, so he's going to have to decide to play something other than Malzahar. and Golly has actually decided to pick up the Blitzcrank. So I don't know, once again, too much about Dominion, but in Summoner's Rift he is a fairly strong champion. Now, from what I can tell so far, from what I'm seeing in Dominion, I don't think Blitzcrank is going to have as big of an effect as he has in Summoner's Rift, because in Summoner's Rift there's a lot of poke wars. You know, you're trying to stay back and initiate the fights. Everything is such a careful calculation, whereas in Dominion, you want to be fighting as much as possible. You want to make sure that you get the advantage in terms of person, and if Blitzcrank pulls someone, then yeah, he gets CC'd for quite a bit, he gets unpositioned, but most of the time, the enemy team will be right there really quickly to follow up on it, and that's what I can gauge so far.
Well, Blitzcrank works, he works like that in the instance of if you're on a tower. Blitzcrank, if you don't want to push up on a tower that Blitzcrank's on, because if he grabs you and pulls you and CCs you into that, you take the extra tower damage, and your team might not necessarily be able to save you from being on the tower. But more importantly, what we see typically with Blitzcrank in Dominion is we see him build a lot more bruiser style, where he will get a lot of attack damage and a little bit of tankiness, like kind of bruiser, sometimes kind of like glass AD occasionally, like glass AD with a bunch of mana instead of health, so you can troll people by getting really low on health, baiting fights, having a huge mana barrier, and then winning. So we'll see like Young's Ghostblade and things on him occasionally. And what this does is...
Is that an immune item on Dominion?
More mana? Yeah, we have that. We have that over here. And what happens is Blitzcrank will fight in the jungle and things like that with the team, but what happens is he's an amazing chase. If you try to disengage from a fight, Blitzcrank will save that grab for that occasion. If someone tries to escape the fight, Blitzcrank will keep them in it. And if someone tries to run away, Blitzcrank can usually catch them. Plus, with a Sheen or a brutalizer like a Yomu's, the damage on his Power Fist is ridiculous over the course of a fight if he actually gets to sit there and deliver it.
Ooh, that's going to be pretty interesting. So now that we're in the 3-minute delay, we can see some of the summoner spells, and so far Jayce is taking Cleanse. That's sort of the biggest discrepancy I see, but Caden has also taken Ghost, so that's another thing that I'm wondering a little bit about. Now, Ghost obviously allows you to get places really quickly, so Caden might want to make more action happen around the map. What?
Oh no, the chat was freaking out about something, a graphical issue. I don't know what could be causing that. I don't have anything going on my end.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna turn it off and turn it back on real quick. I mean, we have a couple seconds left, so give me a second.
When I used to stream, or at the very least make videos of games, when I didn't have the game capture function of XSplit, I had to use the screen region, and it would do that all the time for games that didn't have full screen borderless.
Yeah.
I don't think that applies here, but it was sort of the same effect.
Okay, let me know if it is any better. Hi, we are back. Sorry about the quick break there. We didn't miss too much, just a little bit of the spectator delay. We had to turn the stream off and then on again to see if it freaks out or not. Because disco screen is not appropriate for League of Legends.
It's still doing it, though. That's
doing it.
Kind of unfortunate.
Okay.
Hopefully, once we get into game, it's not going to do that.
Yeah, we're going to see about when we actually hit the loading screen, if that does anything. Does the solid overlay lag at all, or flicker?
No, it doesn't.
Solid one doesn't? Okay, so it's just the champ select screen.
Yep.
Okay,
like
cool. Alright, well, when we get into the actual game, maybe it'll be a little bit better. Hopefully we didn't lose anyone in the reset. But, hello everyone, I am Gandair, of the Gaming Clan, Vato Clan, and co-commentating with me is...
Azaraki Dragon.
And this is the third and fourth place match, the consolation match, the bronze match, whichever you prefer to call it as, of the LoLPro Dominion Showdown, brought to you by LoLPro, Curse, Reign of Gaming, and Leaguepedia. If you want to learn how to play some Dominion yourself, go to lolpro.com/guides, or go to their main page and click on the Pro Guides section. Scroll on down and take a look at the Dominion guides written by top-level Dominion competitors, like the guys that you're seeing here on the screen. I know Generic has written some of them. I know Nyx has written some as well. So has Fancy Wolf. So there's a lot of information to be gained from there. Hey, that bot is awesome. It linked the thing for us. That's so cool. I'm not used
to... it's telepathic.
I know. It knew that I was talking about it. It's not quite as good as Evil Snurdeeps, but I'm okay with that. This game we have on the on the top side, let's click over to the loading screen first. Does this flicker?
No, it looks good.
It looks good now? Excellent.
Yeah, so I think once we get into a game, it should be completely fine. Let's hope it is.
Okay, well, hopefully, when the client refreshes when it comes back from, being the game, then it will be okay. So this game, we are going to have Golly versus Sofanda Cox. This is the game 1 of a best of 3 for 3rd and 4th place. Now, the winner of this, the winning team gets $100. $100 on the line to whoever wins this, pays out in cash after the tournament is over. 4th place doesn't get anything. So if you want to win the money, Generic, you're going to have to bring your A game to the table.
And A game it will have to be. So this is a best of 3, and that first game advantage is something that is really powerful. Say, if you get that first game advantage, then your opponent has to win 2 games in a row. If you think of it that way, it seems a little bit more intimidating than if it's just if you win 2 games out of 3. Because if you lose that first game, winning 2 games in a row could be that much harder. That's something that a lot of teams struggle with if they are down by that 1 deficit, and sometimes a team might take it back 1 game, but they'll lose the game afterwards as well. So hopefully these guys will duke it out in the first match, and we'll see how close this game actually is. But at the moment, everyone is at 100%, and our clients decide not to bring us into game, but there we go. We are in game now. So taking a look at some of that, Caden actually has his, what are they called? He has some of the utility masteries, as we do see he has a biscuit, or had a biscuit. He just actually used it, so... and we have a pause.
I ate my biscuit. Can we remake? I really hope that's not the reason. Hey man, you're the one that bought the pro ring and got the health increase and accidentally clicked the hui.
So it looks like Cercio didn't connect, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, it should just be a moment, and he will be able to get on here.
Oh yeah, I have chat up on my screen so I can give us real-time updates on what the teams are doing. And unfortunately, they're not playing Hangman.
Oh, man. Wow, that's
Oh, Fancy Wolf
great.
is out too, I guess.
Yeah, Fancy had some internet connection issues yesterday. When you guys, for anyone watching out there, when you get 12 people in a game, and you have to coordinate between 12 different internet connections in an online environment, it gets a little icky. So there's the occasional pause, the occasional thing. But I can take this time to tell you a little bit about Dominion here. Let's take a look at these items in Dominion. The easiest ways to get vision in this game, more importantly, we're focused on these top 2 here, the Grez's Spectral Lantern and the Hextech Sweeper. You'll see those items a lot because they give a click effect for vision that doesn't take a summoner spell slot, it gives good stats, and it reveals stealth. So that Grez's Lantern and that Hextech Sweeper is something that we're going to be seeing a lot of in this game, and we are also going to be seeing a lot of Revive as well.
Oh yeah, last game I think we actually saw everyone except for 1 person had either a Spectral Lantern or the Hextech Sweeper, so that was one thing I noticed but never actually got to say with the high-octane, always action-y sort of Dominion thing right there. There was always action happening around the map, but confetti being thrown out right now by Lulu. Oh wait, no, that is Lulu dancing under the confetti that it looks like Jayce is throwing out.
Yeah.
It is Debonair Jayce.
Yep. And there's a lot of vision things that I did not fit on there. I just took the 5 most common ways of getting vision and put them on that page. Caitlyn traps, help picks, other things like that did not get put on because they simply aren't represented nearly as well as those particular 5 things.
And it looks like, there we go, battle has begun.
Yeah, both teams heading off towards the top. Let's go ahead and watch Generic strut on up to the top. And let's watch picks. We never get to watch picks. So moving up to the top, there's nothing really out of the ordinary with starting items to boost Prospector's items, potions. Nothing too strange there. Kindle Gem first on Lulu, but that's probably just so she can get her sweeper a little bit faster. Great grab on Generic! Oh dear! Immediately kicked out of the fight. And shortly after that, Blitzcrank follows because Blitzcrank is pretty squishy to start off with. Netherrare Orc going down next. An explosive opening to this Consolation Game 1.
And that's one of the things I was concerned about with the Blitzcrank, is that after he landed the pull, even though they got the kill, Fancy Wolf just dove right on top of it. took up the kill himself. However, the revives are back. Golly lands a pull onto Fancy Wolf, and he's going to be taken down by that pull in general. And now Vi is back in the fight. Cercio going to dash into a
dramatic
pause. I was a little bit shocked with that pause right there. But so we see Nidalee Orc being taken down right now in the middle of Nerdok, Generic, and Cercio. There's not really too much hope for him. However, there is a Golly sitting on Blitzcrank up there. Not level 6 yet, so can't have an AoE silence. So that whatever he does, he can only do it to one person.
And we'll bring this game back to you in just a moment. Maybe another technical error, maybe a number of things.
Oh, they're actually playing Hangman this time, I think.
Oh.
Nidalee suggested it. And Q is the first letter that is guessed.
Oh dear.
Nerdok,
alright,
obviously a pro at Hangman. But getting back into the fight right now, we see Golly just trying to retreat right now. Nidalee Orc being taken down really low, but it looks like the rest of the team are back in the fight. Fancy Wolf in the back line, killing Nidalee and Mitsuru at the same time, and Nidalee gets taken down really quickly, and Golly is now trying to kill Cercio, and he's taken down, but Fancy Wolf is right there to follow up the acceleration gate, getting her out of there, and Golly is taken down.
And Lee Sin has to retreat from that engagement. He cannot 1v3 quite yet, anyway.
Looks like your overlay is still
That's highlight and XSplit. What the heck? Let me try switching to a different scene, and then see if it'll switch back after that.
Oh, XSplit being all buggy right there, but I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. Armor goes in for a gank through the bot lane.
I think I have it back. Chat, let me know if it's on the right scene. I need to know if it's actually displaying.
Yes, it looks good on my screen, and I think the chat is agreeing at that point.
Excellent.
But it looks like Armor's being chased out right now. Nerdok, oh, he's gonna dash backwards, trying to juke the Glitter Lance, but it won't matter anyway, as he jukes right back into a Jayce. That's not a very fun day for him. Generic getting taken down in the top lane, and it looks like Elise going to rappel down onto Cercio, and they're going to be able to take that as well, so they're doing fairly well in this top as well, on top of that, and they're going to take the windmill. I think this fight has finally ended up top.
Yeah, the windmill finally secured. There's no one else en route. The revives have been spent except for Orianna's, but she's down in the bottom lane, hasn't had to use hers yet, so don't need to worry about that for the moment. And Nerdok coming down towards the bottom. Caden and Nix87 here already. Jayce joining 3v2, a little bit imbalanced. And are they going to be able to defend against this? Blitzcrank is on his way. He should arrive shortly. They're going to drive some minions into the tower additionally. And there's the wild growth on Jayce. He takes up all of the screen.
And there goes Golly. He's going to land the pull at max range. Unfortunately, not going to escape with the acceleration gate. They're under tower as well, taking damage. Fancy Wolf, Malefic Visions will not finish off the kill right there. And it looks like Caden is going to get caught out a little bit by Nyx. Unfortunately, Generic is here down there as well, and Nyx is going to be the one turned upon, and they're going to be able to secure the kill there as well. And it looks like Fancy Wolf, he's not done yet. Golly landing a pull, however, interrupting the To the Skies from Jayce, and he looks like he's going to be shut down right there. Golly forced to retreat a bit. And as Armor gets back into it, let's see if he actually does do something like that. Did that not land?
Yeah, it didn't connect, unfortunately.
Wow, it looked like it would have connected by far, but unfortunately it didn't. The tower's neutralized now, Golly going down, and at this point I think we can take enough time to jump back to live.
Yes.
Because I just realized that.
I just did too. You're on the same level with me. So I'm at 515, 516, 17. Yep. Okay, cool. And while it was all going on, the drill was captured. So they got the bottom side, but they lost over on the opposite end at the same time. So the map just sort of rotated around which points were being captured. And that's one of the things I like about Dominion so much, is that the way you can wedge in or move the map around, you can lose a point at top and gain one down in the bottom lane. And Cercio pulled under the tower. Golly, great grabs all game long so far.
And they will be able to secure that back in the favor of their team, but it looks like the tower trades happen again as the drill is going to be taken back by Sofanda, so they're going to be able to take that, and it looks like they're making a push towards the windmill as well, so it looks like Mitsuru is getting caught out a little bit, but Blitzcrank is now up here as well, so they're not going to be able to force this down as fast as they would like. Golly now trying to kill Nerdok. The great pull lands, and he's forced to ult himself right now. Golly taking a bit of damage on top of that, but it looks like Armor is here as well. Lands a kick on a Nerdok, and Nerdok is now out of the fight. She's trying to secure the health relic. In the meantime, Generic is just running away from Armor, but unfortunately Nerdok, he was able to secure that, but a great pull lands once again on a Nerdok, and he's going to get taken down really quickly. Golly doing a great job with these pulls.
Exhaust on Fancy Wolf's Jayce, and a stun, an airborne from Golly, a silence follows it up. Every crowd control they could think of, they used in order to secure that kill on Jayce.
And they're going to be able to keep the windmill under their control. So it looks like the objectives have actually started in the bottom lane this game. So they're going to have to try to pressure that as much as possible. And Kaden actually on Orianna was the one to, maybe a misclick right there as he ulted himself. And it unfortunately did not hit Nyx. And if he would have had the ultimate right now, he would certainly win this fight. But it looks like he
Oh, the Voidling! The spooky puppy getting the last hit to kill Orianna.
And it looks like Cercio is going to, well, everyone is going to go ahead and kill Malzahar right there. Nyx is not surviving for much longer after that. They're going to get that point unneutralized and back in their favor. Unfortunately, it wasn't actually capped for the bonus, and Generic caught out by another Golly grab. He's going to get taken down really quickly, and no, it looks like Golly is going to have to chase him down a little bit. One last auto attack, taking him down after that. But wow, so much action happening around the map. This is what we expect from Dominion.
Yeah, this is what I came here to cast, ladies and gentlemen. This is the show that I came here to bring to you. A two-man gank going down in the bottom lane. Lee and Malzahar defending. Golly does not connect with that grab, but Mitsuru is able to pick up Jayce, and they're able to take him down.
And Nerdok is going to try to secure the health relic right there. I think it's more of a denial than anything else, but Golly going to make some more plays as he's...
dear!
Grab onto Kaden. And unfortunately, that's going to allow him to live for the moment as Nidalee going to repel right on top of his face and kill him.
The Golly grab not connecting that time, unfortunately, but they still are in control of the bottom point, and they have the drill as well. So Golly doing a very good job so far. This game, they have a pretty solid lead at the moment. Defensive Garrison added for further delay on that point, just to make it more difficult for them to capture and buy them a little bit more time.
And Generic is now taken really low. Mitsuru, one last ability, is probably going to be able to pick up the kill. There goes a Spear Rush, going to do it. Fancy Wolf now trying to attack her, but she picks up the health relic. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, we have Cercio. He's going to try to kill Armor, but a great kick is going to knock them both back, and there's nothing going to happen after that. Golly is very far ahead in this game, almost a little more than doubling the amount of Nexus health they have left. Nidalee is going to try to catch someone out, but that is about it. They're going to disengage again.
Top part of the map, Nerdok and Cercio may get pinned above this point. Looks like Lulu found an escape route, but Cercio did not. Golly, nope, a little bit too far away for the Golly grab that time. And Cercio is going to dash away. And I like this play from Cercio, kiting them away from their own point, kiting them away from his side of the map, which means if they kill Cercio, they'll be on the wrong side of the map in order to try and push something. See how far away they are from the drill? They can't make a play for that, even though they easily swept Vi up.
That's a very good play that you mentioned by Cercio. It will help them survive in this game, but that's all it will do is help them survive. They need to make a couple of more aggressive plays to make sure that they can take the windmill back in their favor. And it looks like they're going to try to make something happen at the quarry, but I don't think Nerdok is going to be able to take this himself. Going to dodge the Sonic Wave, so unfortunately not going to land on that, but Nyx looking for, no, his ultimate is not up. Nether Grasp not going to be able to be used right there, but he's still going to put out a lot of damage. There goes the ultimate from Nerdok, and it's going to slow people. It's going to be really hard to chase Lulu at this point, and they're going to chase her under the tower, but they have enough damage to do this as Nyx tanking it for a little bit, but it won't matter anyway. They're going to take that, and meanwhile, the drill is being taken by minions as well, so they're not really looking at a very good spot in this game right now, and they're just chasing.
Wow, that Spirit Rush from Mitsuru 7, able to keep pace out in front of Jayce, not be caught up with, and be able to defeat him. So good. Mitsuru almost running into Orianna and being defeated, but fortunately able to just narrowly escape. And up further on the map, Nidalee and Cercio having a little bit of a disagreement, but Cercio just did not have the hit points to deal with that.
Oh, and this is rough to watch as Sofanda now 0 towers on their side. Now, it isn't a 5 cap, but 2 of the points are neutralized, so it's still heavily in favor. 4 of the caps are now captured for Golly. The only one they're missing is the drill, which they are currently making a play on. Nyx is going to try to defend this tower. He's getting knocked right into the health relic, almost able to save his life, and actually that might be long enough for Jayce to die for the Malefic Visions, but no, the shield from Lulu just enough to save her from there, and it looks like Golly taking the drill back once again.
Yes, barely being able to secure that. Vi not quite able to interrupt everyone. And at a 4 cap, there's really not a lot Sofanda can do right now. They would have to sweep a fight and get... They have to sweep a fight, split 2 to windmill, 2 to drill. And I don't think they can do that in this current position. It would be a daunting task. If they could pull it off, it'd be a major deal.
If they were to pull it off, they would still need to finish off the game by keeping all 3 points. And that would be the play comeback of the century, but it looks like they're initiating another fight. Golly doing so much damage on Blitzcrank, but it looks like Mitsuru will be able to secure the kills with a last Spear Rush as well as Orb of Deception. Triple kill, going for the Quadrant. Netherware going to try to help as much as she can, but shut down by Fancy Wolf. And it looks like a minion will actually get the last hit on Netherare.
And Mitsuru was doing a great job in that engagement. May have been able to get that quad, but needed just a little bit more hit points in order to survive. And they were going for the 4.5 cap at the end. Golly, absolutely dominating that game.
Oh yeah, they were able to win at all points of the map, and most of the times we've seen victories, they've been 200-0 or something like that, but this is 421-0, and unfortunately Sofanda losing that first game in a convincing victory. There were constant 4 caps throughout the latter half of the game. So let's see if Sofanda can get back into this once we return from our little break.
And we will be back in a moment to bring you the next game in the series. This is a best of 3, so Sofanda Cox is not out yet. They can still come back up 2 to win this series.